you look around the league in week 2, and, just like every season, wacky stuff happens. Tua's got another concussion. He probably should retire, but won't. The Dolphins' season has derailed. Baltimore's 0-2. That's the AFC Championship team last year, and could have very easily beat the Chiefs if it weren't for Isaiah Likely's big-ass toe. Could have beat the Raiders if Lamar doesn't pitch it back and just decides to do Lamar things that we know he can do, juke some fools and get in the end zone and win that game. They're 0-2. I still think they'll make the playoffs. And the Saints just demolished Dallas in Dallas. The Bucks beat the Detroit in Detroit. The Rams, who a lot of people were picking to win the NFC West or at least to win the NFC, got crushed by the Cardinals. So it's a long season, and if you are an eternal optimist, this is for you. A lot can happen in 16 weeks or 15 weeks, 15 games. A lot can happen, I guess. What will need to happen? Defense figures it out. Again, like I said before, when we did go 0-2 in 07 under Spagnuolo, we gave up a shit ton of points, and we eventually figured it out. Or he figured it out, and he got them to come together and to work it out. But again, that was against the Cowboys and Packers, two of the best teams in the NFC, two of the top seeds in the NFC when the playoffs rolled around. I mean, the friggin' Vikings taking down the Niners, man. The loss of the Vikings now, you kind of put it in perspective and you say, all right, maybe the Vikings are legit. That's not an automatic win. Maybe Sam Darnold is doing the whole Geno Smith thing. Week 1 wasn't a fluke. He comes out against a pretty good Niners defense and looks outstanding. So the Vikings are a threat. The Packers without Jordan Love, how long can they keep winning without him? I don't think they're a playoff team. I think they just miss it. And the Vikings, depending on what's going on with Justin Jefferson and his quad, should be taken seriously. To the week 1 loss, maybe it's not as embarrassing or humiliating as we thought. Maybe we're going up against potentially a number 1 or number 2 seed. We just didn't know it. You can get a good sense of which teams are on the right path, on the right track, and that will probably have a decent or have the best shot of, doing well this season, even through 2 weeks. And I don't really know that there were any indications in this game or the previous game that the Giants are going to turn it around, which is tough because for the most part, you're healthy. It's like last year, injuries, so many injuries. And that's the reason why. And then this year, it's like, we don't really have the injuries. I mean, other than Gano, which let's see how fucking Daboll handles this one. Because our kicking cost us multiple games last year. And depending on who they decide to go with and roll with this season, they could cost us multiple games this season. Crazy to think that the fucking mismanagement of the kicker is the reason why someone would lose their job. But it's this is what the head coach position is. You are responsible for the entire team, all 3 units, your staff. They're all reporting up to you. You are managing them, and you are failing miserably. So personally, I think Daboll's out of excuses. You have legitimate wide receivers. Everyone says, we don't have a wide receiver 1. Well, we have a wide receiver 1 now. Even that argument wasn't valid last year because we had guys that could get separation. There's plenty of statistics to back that up. Slayton, Hyatt, Wandale, they get separation. Last year, we didn't have an offensive line that could protect. 85 sacks, second most in NFL history. Now we have an offensive line that can protect. Where are the points? Where are the yards? I'm just so out on Brian Daboll. It's ridiculous. I'm sick of seeing his face. I'm sick of the way he talks, the way he behaves. It's just like he's lost all favor with me. Just making bad decisions left and right. You had to show him some level of respect for not letting last season get completely out of control and out of hand. In a very bad nightmare scenario, he managed to rally the troops and squeeze the most out of them. And now it's like, you've got a healthy roster and you're still getting embarrassed and mocked and ridiculed. and just putting on awful displays of football. So I just, to me, it's like, I understand the season is over. I just don't know what I need to see out of the team to make me think that to stick with him another season. Because at least last year, it's like, fuck, man, if we just didn't have the injuries, we were play here, play there. And this year, it's just like, well, we're healthy and we still suck. We're still not playing well. So that's why it's demoralizing way more than last season. And yeah, the blowout loss at home was so excruciating and disappointing because you thought you were going to build off the playoff season the previous year, and you realized, no, we're not in the same league as we haven't taken the next step. We're not in the same league. But I just thought, like, the fact that they kept playing and kept being, and there were more games where they were competitive than they weren't. It was like, that season could have completely turned into 2017, and it didn't. For it to turn into 2017 without the injuries, I mean, I feel like that's a huge condemnation. It's a huge strike on Daboll's record. You have all your guys. They're all healthy. This is your roster. You made all the decisions. And this is what we're given. You don't have the ability to say, well, so-and-so's hurt. So-and-so's hurt. Nope. Gano is your only major big injury right now. Cost us the game on Sunday. If he makes the wrong decision with bringing in a kicker, it could cost us the game on this Sunday and on Thursday. Like, it could cost us multiple games. So